What up? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the movie Stuart Little. Stuart Little is a 1999 movie. It's rated PG. It's an hour and 24 minutes. Starred by Greena Davis, Hugh, Laurie, Jonathan Lipnicki, and Michael J. Fox voice acting as Stuart Little. Stuart Little is always a movie that I love. The movie never gave me something bad to feel about. There was never a moment in this movie where I saw it as a kid and I'm like, oh, I hate that moment. This rewatch was very enjoyable, so my review is going to be obviously more favored towards the cool side of Stuart Little. So the movie is about a family in New York, and this family's last name, or they're known for as the Littles, and that family is planning to adopt basically a new sibling for their son that they already have. They end up adopting a young mouse named Stuart Little. During this process as well, the family, the Littles, has a family cat, but the family cat wants to get rid of the mouse, Stuart Little. Stuart Little always gave me like you're reading a children's book but put onto the screen with the music and then just the way the characters are. Good enjoyable feel and good vibe watching the Stuart Little movie. There is two Stuart Littles that are just like real life, and then I think the third one is a cartoon version. Gotta rewatch the second one here and there, know what it's about. And the cartoon one, I honestly haven't seen that one, so I don't know what that one's mainly about. But the first Stuart Little, absolutely enjoy the whole story. I enjoy the whole flow. It's very simple and straightforward. There's not really too much things that just get on your nerves. It's more of like you're seeing how the family is doing their best to show Stuart Little that he is part of this family. This is a movie where you feel for the characters, put you in positions in this movie where like, oh, that's adorable, or like, oh, that sucks, you know, or like, oh, like that's sad, but in a PG way. I really like the detail and the lines in this movie to give an overall feeling for every character. Not only that, these characters are really good on just positioning themselves on that looks straight like a family. Family in general looked all believable. There wasn't moments or any postures where I'm like, oh, they could fit another character vibe. Everything there was straightforward. The environment of them living in New York, I really liked how this movie flowed around and had very interesting spots so you could see the atmosphere of them living in New York. I like the small house that they lived in. I like how the house looked. You could see from that era. It's just an enjoyable time for seeing that era on your screen. It's a vibe that I got as well from Stuart Little's dad, Stuart Little's mom, and the little brother as well. They all just gave me a vibe from that era. A lot of stuff in this movie, it's adventures within the house, within the family. I really enjoy that. This movie is a great startup to start a second one with more detail. So this one right here, the first one was, like I said, straightforward, very simple. There wasn't too many interaction with other characters, and this one is mostly just the cats and the family. You do meet other mouses as well. It's not like you meet other creatures that talk. So this is like just its home field. These characters are the only characters that are going to be involved with this movie. So I really liked how Stuart Little's adventure, the more this movie progresses, the more his adventure builds, the more the family sees who he is as a person. Really enjoyed that the whole movie gave an acceptance feel to Stuart Little. It wasn't like this, like Stuart Little did something awkward and they're getting used to it. Family did give time to hear Stuart Little out, and the family knew that, you know, Stuart Little was struggling to fit in. So the whole movie is good flow and good feel of understanding like there's stuff going on in the house, but it's not like terrible. It's a human family trying to interact with the mouse. Stuart Little's big brother George, I really like that connection too. It's very believable. It was very sweet. Like I like how the characters gave a feel that you would see from little kids interacting with anybody, with their brother, their friends. George in this movie, you see him, you know, sticking up for Stuart Little, and then you see Stuart Little just trying to find his way to fit in with his big brother. One thing about this movie, the lines do hit for how simple this movie is. This movie is directed by Minkoff. The camera direction was hand in hand with the script and the story. I was very intrigued on how they put Stuart Little in an environment where it's a small town and made Stuart Little look big. I really like that idea. I like that creativity with the camera work. This movie was like more of an inspiration to just study the trickery that they were doing in this movie. You gotta give props to the camera placement and all that, because there's no moments in this movie where I felt like any character was acting with nothing there. So it wasn't like Stuart Little was like right here and then the actors are looking this way. Would like to know what they used as Stuart Little, because like I said, the characters' eye connection, their posture, their movements, and the lines hitting with each other. Gotta give a shout out to the editing and all that. Love the simple creativity of the camera work here too. Mrs. Little, she's played by Greena Davis. Her look fit as a mom. Her lines fit as well. I really like the costume design with the whole family. A real family feel. feel. Everyone was together. Everyone felt like a unit. She really did have that mom feel. Like if anything happened, you can just run to your mom, and she had that feel. Hugh Laurie, I gotta catch up on his projects and other stuff he works on and is part of. The dad was straightforward. The dad had that look. His look, lines, facial demeanor, like there was moments in this movie where I felt like this dude did not crack a bit. He did not fold at all. I really enjoyed his presence and very impressed with the acting. I've seen Hugh Laurie in House. I saw a lot of episodes of those, so the fact that I saw him very animated and him playing that doctor role and then him being in this movie right here, I'm like, yo, the acting versatile right there. Very good job. George Little, played by Jonathan Lipnicki, his character added that home feel, added that sweetness, added that adorableness, added that little kid's adventure that you want him to have with Stuart Little. He just brought out more of the kid side of the movie. You know, whenever they were interacting, you could see that interacting like family, interacting like brothers. The look fit, the whole family fit, so that's why I enjoyed that character too. There's nothing off about it. The line presentation was on point. Even the small little things you see from him as a child actor were really good. Good job on the execution. Michael J. Fox voice acting as Stuart Little. Stuart Little is that dude. I really like how they didn't keep him as an ordinary mouse or an ordinary basic feel. You know, they put clothes on him. They were very creative and detailed with the lines on telling Stuart Little like, hey, you know, you look like a little. You know, you're part of this family. Enjoyed the interaction with Stuart Little with the whole family, with the mouses as well, his fake mom and dad. The whole feel in general, Stuart Little was a cool character, and every time I saw Stuart Little, it just gives me that like a good feeling, you know, because I'm like, oh, I remember this character from when I'm a child, and seeing the movie again, I'm like, dude, Stuart Little's just that dude. Michael J. Fox did a great presentation and voice acting for Stuart Little. Chaz Palminteri. So it's funny how they have someone who was part of a real crime family voice acting for one of the mafia cats in this movie. Voice acting for the character Smokey. Funny moments in this movie where you got the group of cats acting like straight mafia people. The characteristics are mafia, the lines are mafia. It's adorable because you just see the cats moving around and the mouth is moving with the voice acting. It's funny, it's cool. They also put mafia music in the back, so I thought that was hilarious. It's adorable to see how Snowbell trying to protect himself from even the mafia cats so that none of those cats could see him hanging out with Stuart Little. That's how good this movie is. It's very simple and straightforward, but they do a very good job with just the characters that they have involved with the movie. It gave me, like, since it's almost Christmas time, it did give me like a Christmas vibe as well. Good joy feeling watching Stuart Little. Very adventurous with this movie, and see what they do with Stuart Little too. Very creative on showing that the other characters is acting with Stuart Little. Shout out to the acting, they're really good to make this whole Stuart Little perspective very believable. After watching the movie Stuart Little out of 10, I'm gonna have to give the movie a 10 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Stuart Little. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.